Hey, Suzanne. Hey, Nita. Hi, Katie.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, Kevin, I just admitted Kevin, but I don't see him now.
Are you talking about Kevin Kirst? I didn't think so.
Kevin Wazalewski.
Ah, okay.
He comes for the financials.
Right, right.
Hey, Jenny.
Hello.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Aaron.
Hello.
Hello.
Lisa, do you know of anybody else that wasn't planning to be here besides L'Oreal's house being a bit late? Lisa?
Now, can you hear me? I see I'm lighting up.
Yep. Now I can hear you.
Okay. Lori is the only one who emailed.
Okay. So who are we missing? Diane Kuknio. Let's see, from the city. We're just missing Diane.
What about Khaki?
She's not going to be here.
Oh, okay.
There's Misty. Katie, is it only Diane we're missing from the city?
I think so.
And from the county, all we're missing is Lori. Am I right? And our parent rep. Do we have a quorum on both sides? Lisa?
I'm thinking,
Oh.
and it hurts. No. Well, we got Jenny, we got Martha counts for both. Aaron counts for both. I think the city's good.
And Nita counts for both.
And Nita, yeah. So it's like for us, it would be Suzanne, you, Nita, Martha, and Aaron. So we're both good.
Good. All right. Well, let's get started. So Kaki is unable to be with us today, and then Lori Alshouse has a Board of Supervisors meeting, and so she'll be a little late. So we do have one change to our agenda. We are postponing the item 4B OCS CQI tool. Two things. We wanted to have Kaki here for that, but also we needed to gather some more data that is asked for in the CQI tool. Plus, the requirement is to do that annually, and we did it in February, so really there's no rush. So if I could, well, let me ask this. Does anybody have any questions about either the minutes or the September financial reports? Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the revised agenda and the consent agenda from the city?
I move that we approve the revised agenda and the financial reports.
Can I get a
Second
second?
that.
Okay, that's Aaron, Lisa. Any
Okay.
discussion? All in favor, just wave your hand. Any opposed? All right, so can I get the same thing for the county?
Motion to approve. This is Aaron.
A second. Suzanne?
Who's that? Okay, any
Suzanne.
discussion?
No.
All in favor? You're shaking your head, Martha. Okay.
I'm waiting to.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay. All right, so we have the quarterly financial reports, and hopefully Diane will join us. But maybe Kevin, if you could walk through our county quarterly financial reports, please.
Sure. Hello, everyone. It's been a little while since I've seen anybody's face. So today, hopefully you have in front of you both this will be the final report for FY20. Thank goodness. And then the first report for FY21. So I'm going to start with FY20. So what I'm looking at is the first page, the summary page that has all the graphs and whatnot on it here. I'm just going to go through it and state that we were up about 5% this year, and CSA costs, local costs being just slightly higher than that at 5.4 versus 5.2, with the cases being slightly less by 3 from FY19. Match rate still staying rather low at 36%. So, and on what we spent our money on, 59% of our costs were at the neutral reimbursement rate, which is 44.74%. 37% of our costs were at the lower rate, which is at 22%. So that's your prevention services, community-based services, and only 4% of our costs were at the higher rate of 55.9 for your congregate care costs. So slightly higher. Looking at the last page, which gives you the graph, you can see that our expenses being 9.6 million are up over the last 2 fiscal years, but a little more in line with what we were looking at back in FY16 and 17. So with that, let me see here. And of all the costs, special education took up 48% of the costs. Foster care was 18% and prevention was 38%. So with that slight uptick for the year, fun for me trying to get through OCS to get extra money going down the stretch. That was a lot of fun, but we did get it. And thankfully we've got everything closed for FY20. With that, I'll pause and ask if there are any questions or would like any further explanation on any of the materials for FY20. Okay,
Are there any questions?
good. I must have done a good job. I like that.
So this needs approval, right, Cheryl and Katie? Or is it just a presentation? Oh, it's not under action, so it doesn't need approval.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think it's just a presentation.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
I believe you guys approve that on your consent agenda each month, don't you?
Yeah, that
Far be it
month.
for me, yes.
Okay,
So I think that's what's going on. Okay, and
all right.
FY21, is that it? Yes, that's it. So far this year, we haven't gotten a lot of expenditures in. So if you look at the report here, we've have had only $376,000 worth of net expenditures we reported versus $911,000 at this same time last year. So it's everything just seems to be coming in slowly. If you look over on the far right on the page that has all the graphs, we actually have 2.6 million encumbered. So there are funds that we've approved. It's just maybe with everything going on and how we're living in 2020 now that maybe everything's taking a little longer to get in. Things are approved. They just haven't come in through the first quarter for us to pay a lot of those funds. And other than that, there are some other stats here. The expenditures at neutral, lower match, and higher match are about the same as what they were for FY21, but there's not a lot of data here, just considering the amount of funds that have come in. So those are the only things that would be being reported here. So this is probably not indicative of anything really right now, just because it's so early in the year. But I don't know there's much to read off of this considering, but are there any questions or anything else you'd like me to go over on that? I just did right now, just how early it is and how little has come in. There's not much to glean off of this until maybe our next one in December or January.
All right, any questions, comments?
I just would say probably from the schools, we're not getting as many intakes for requests for CSA placement because the kids are at home.
Well, that's true.
And
too, yeah.
so we are really not getting the level that we usually get. So we had some kids age out last year, and we just haven't picked that up because of the placements right now. So it'll be interesting to see as the year goes on what happens.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All right, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate your being here.
All right, thank you.
I still don't see I'm sorry.
I was just going to say goodbye, and you guys have
Okay.
a great meeting.
Thanks,
Bye.
Kevin.
Bye-bye.
So I still don't see Diane.
I don't see her either. I emailed her just now to see if she's still coming. She didn't tell me she wasn't going to participate. So I don't know if she got hung up with something else or whatnot, but we'll see if she responds.
All right, so why don't we skip over the city quarterly financials and go on to the Albemarle action item, which is the provider revision agreement. Cheryl, can you give a summary of what we're doing there?
Yes, we've got a youth through Region 10 that we're trying to do a CSA parental placement with. This is a youth who we've actually been working with through CSA for the last 3 years. He just turned 14. He was previously in residential treatment back in 2017. And there have been extraordinary efforts by Region 10 to maintain this child in the community, but it has just become too much to be able to deal with. This is a child who is a VIA child with significant difficulties. And so Region 10 began the search of trying to find an in-state placement and really exhausted everything. And we got denials from all of the appropriate placements that might have taken him in Virginia. They looked in, I was trying to look at the notes. They exhausted Delaware, Maryland, Arkansas, Florida, and Pennsylvania, and all came back with denials. So this has been going on for a few months now. So finally, this program in Kansas City was found and seems appropriate. So we had to go through the process of our CSA provider agreement. And so because new provider, different state, different rules, there's been a lot of intervention with our county attorney. So they came up with kind of a combination of what they use as their agreement, what our agreement is, and what our attorney has agreed to in terms of the changes. And so what you all have, you all received a copy of, really was just what our county attorney compiled in terms of the agreed upon changes. This child was actually, we were going to, after consulting with the county attorney, Kevin Wazalewski actually was able to sign off on this on Friday with the hope that we were going to be able to get this child out to Kansas over the weekend, but there's been a couple other complicating factors. And so we are still in the process of getting this agreement signed on the Kansas City end and sent back to us. So right now, the tentative placement date is the 29th, if all things go well, but we're still trying to work some things out. And there were some issues that came out with things to do with this child's blood work that had to get resolved. So it's been quite the situation. So we're just asking for approval of the changes that were made to the agreement so that CPMT can officially sign off on it. Be happy to answer questions on a limited basis because we're on, public right now. So can't go into too much more detail about the situation.
I can just say that I've been involved with this family for 9 years, and this is definitely needed. There's no question in my mind.
Mm-hmm. And again, I would give a shout out.
Region 10 has been
Region 10. I know
things that CSA has done for it's just been amazing.
Yeah, it's been extraordinary.
It has been. It really has been.
So I'm going to suggest that we not talk about any case-related information anymore and just really stick to the provider agreement. Otherwise, I'll need to go into closed session, which I don't know how to do virtually.
No. So essentially, that's the need for the approval of these changes that were put together by the county attorney.
All right, so any question about the changes for the agreement? So this is just an Albemarle decision. So if I could get a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? All right, it's been approved. Lisa,
Thank
did you get who get motion and seconded?
I guessed Suzanne and Aaron.
No, it was Martha who seconded it.
Okay. I can't see y'all.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I still don't see Diane, so let's move forward with any FAPT updates. Katie, you want to go first?
Sure, I can go first. I don't know that we have much of an update that's different than last month. We're still meeting virtually, which is actually going really pretty well. And we're still having quite a few parents participate, which is really nice. But all in all, I think we're just still moving along.
Cheryl?
Yeah, I would say the same. I mean, we've actually had a fair amount of parent participation. And Katie, I was thinking that, did the survey go out?
Survey?
I thought Jennifer had sent out the survey results. Now they go back to the
Oh, yeah.
March quarter.
Yeah. Those were from the first quarter.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you all got that. So but we did resume the surveys as of July, and so there'll be another group coming. Now, whenever we have to send them out by mail, we don't get quite the response rate that we normally would, but there will be another survey responses coming out, I think, next month for July through September. But overall, I have to say it's gone really well overall in terms of doing it through Zoom.
Any questions for either Katie or Cheryl?
The only other thing I was going to say too is that we've got the CSA conference coming up next week, and I know there's a number of Albemarle FAP members that are planning to attend. It's a virtual free conference this year.
Great. All right, let's go on to review of the routine foster care expenses or FAPT approved expenses. Any questions on either the Charlottesville or Albemarle? Okay, CSA Coordinator update. Which one of you would like to go with that?
Katie, are you gonna?
I can. Sorry, I was trying to say like the background noise needs to stop. Yeah, I don't know if we have much of an update besides that the conference is coming up. And last time I looked, they hadn't posted the different breakout sessions. So Cheryl, I don't know if you've looked recently, but I was certainly going to kind of pick and choose. Oh, you're muted, Cheryl.
Yeah, they've just said session, they just say session. They don't tell you what it's about, right?
So hopefully it's some good material. So we'll have hopefully some stuff to report back maybe next month about that. But it's been pretty quiet, I think. I've just kind of been, moving along. Cheryl, I don't know if you have anything else to add.
All right, any questions for either Katie or Cheryl? All right, we had one OCS communication. It was about utilization review. Katie or Cheryl, any explanation?
No, but I thought it was pretty timely considering we were gonna look at the CQI tool. So I was gonna check that out and see what that looks like. It said it's a complement to the CQI template. So hopefully it's an easy place to go get our data, but we'll see.
Katie and Jennifer and I did meet when that memo came out just to look over our current, utilization plan and what we have in place. And so that was the kind of doing the CQI plan and looking at a potential survey that I think is going to come up maybe in the program update. Was the only thing that we really identified in terms of, kind of beefing up what we're already doing.
All right. Jenny, would you like to give a program update?
Sure. So as Cheryl just said, we talked about UR specifically and the parent surveys. So for UR, we wanted to see if we could try and use the kind of UR process in looking at our mentors. So we thought about taking a random sampling of mentors and doing some UR on that because we had, before the pandemic, discussed doing some type of in-depth look at mentoring, since that seems to be a service that is used a lot for both the city and the county, and to get some good feedback there. So we thought with the UR report that came out from OCS that maybe we would try that for the mentoring. And then with the parent surveys, I think since everybody's just getting more used to doing things virtually and connecting that way, we thought maybe that type of survey might actually be more user-friendly than normal. And so we thought about doing that, changing it up a little bit from what they sent us, but using some type of survey to send out. And so we're going to be talking in program about a process to make that happen. So those were the two main updates.
Okay. Jennifer and I came up with a draft survey based on the survey that's in that UR document that you all received. And then she was going to reach out to somebody at the county who does that survey techie stuff. And I don't know her official title. And then come report back to program next month. I think we all kind of agreed that we've been kind of surprised at how much our families are using text and email. And so we were looking at kind of a way to get a survey out that way. Right now, the only survey we have is for families who participate in the FAP meetings. And so this would definitely reach a broader group of folks.
Sounds great. Any questions for Jenny? All right, moving right along. So we're going to table any of the work plan review because that's tied to the data and the CQI. Do we have any updates from any agency or just any information from CPMT members?
So the CSU's work with Georgetown and NEEKC around probation reform is continuing, just like everything else that has been impacted by COVID. But we did last month get our feedback from NEEKC on the capstone project. And so we had envisioned this in-person meeting and had thought all of this would have happened much earlier, of course, but it will now, our official launch will happen after the first of the year, but it will be virtual. So I would expect within the next 30 to 45 days, we would be sending out invites to all of you all. And we'll look forward to having folks join us and learn about the work that we've undertaken, and in conjunction particularly with community attention and police department and the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. Judge Barreto has also been involved. It's been a challenge for him to participate in team meetings because the court dockets are so heavy, but we're making another shift this week with scheduling in hopes of having him join us more.
Sounds great, Martha. Any other updates or agency updates? Well, this is short and sweet. That's good. Now I can go pay my plumber. All right, y'all. Well, I look forward to seeing you next month, and stay well and healthy. Wear your mask, and y'all take care. Bye.